Yeah, we usually do calls on Monday nights. So Sarah, we may not have as many girls join tonight just because of that. Hopefully we still have a good amount, but um I feel like because it's usually on Monday nights, Tuesday nights people have stuff going on. So hopefully we'll have some more girls hop on. But let's go ahead and kick things off. So welcome everybody to our team call. I cannot believe it's September. Like the fact that there's only like 4 months left in the year is insane, insane. But I'm so excited about this month. I'm so excited for everything we have happening. If this is your first team call, welcome to the team. We're so happy that you're here. And just really quickly, before we kind of jump into our guest speaker tonight, Sarah, I just wanted to quickly show our team calendar, remind you guys of some of the things we have going on. Over to the left is action hours this week. Or I'm sorry, this month, except for the one I'm hosting this week is actually going to be in the morning at 9:30. So I'll be doing a post about that. But these are our action hours for the month. If you're new and you're like, what is an action hour? This is a chance for you to hop on. We always say that success leaves clues, for you to hop on and learn from another leader or just coach on our team. That's what I love about these is like we ask everybody to rise up and sign up to lead one of these calls. So it's your chance to kind of see how they do the business. Everybody does this business just a little bit differently. And that's what I love is that this is your chance to literally see like what does like their work time look like, and ask questions and all that good stuff. So write these on your calendar, try to be on them, especially if you're a new coach or you're in a funk or whatever. These are so good to plug into. At the bottom are our sales happening for the month. So 3-day refresh is 10% off. And then just a reminder that you've got that $20 off promo code. I feel like I was under a rock last month, but so this is probably old news, but you can use this code like literally till the end of the year. So any sales, like I feel like we kind of got accustomed to like we get one code, but like this is like an ongoing promo code. So keep talking about it. Keep saying I've got a $20 off promo code this month. That's a great way to get people to go ahead and seal the deal. Last week alone, like just for me texting my fit community about what we had happening this month, I sold 3 challenge packs from just, saying that. So, just a little tidbit, that's a great way to get people to kind of seal the deal. And then just a reminder, you can see everything happening for the month over here on the right. Our new coach mentorship kicked off today. If you have anybody that needs to be plugged in, I'll do a post in the team page just so that way you guys can comment if you have anyone who needs to get plugged in. It had Monday on here, but technically it's today since yesterday was Labor Day. And then we've got 2 team calls this month, and yeah, a few other things happening. So all right, and this is pinned in the team page at the top, so if you need to grab any of these dates, just check out that. All right, real quickly, let's do some recognition. So proud of you guys. So many of you just really rised up this month with Team Cup. I loved just seeing the camaraderie. We got some new coaches on the board this month with Kathy and Angelina and Kayla. So shout out to you ladies. Oh, and Lauren as well. Lots of 5 new girls who haven't had their names up there. And I'm so proud of you guys just for rising up, hitting Success Club this month, or last month, excuse me. And so as we head into September, let's keep the momentum going. Like this time last year, guys, like we had double that on the board. And so not to be a Debbie Downer and saying we have less people, but I'm saying that to say I know your potential. So let's just really dive into the pods this month. We've just kicked off the new pods today. Dive into the pods, reach out to your leaders. If you are in the Coach to Emerald group, Katie and Amy are kind of rising up and leading that one. If you're in the Emerald to Diamond, Sam Brandt has risen up and is leading that one. And then if you're in the Push to Premier, Ashton has risen up and is kind of leading that one. We've got diamond coaches in every pod, but those girls are like, they're in the trenches with you. And that's why we did that. But we're also in there to like answer questions and help you and spur you along as well. So lean into each other this month, act like that's your team cup like you had last month. Keep talking to your team cup girls, and let's make this an amazing, amazing month, because September is really the month that routines happening. People are starting to kind of get into a groove. And so it's a great chance for them to now say, okay, breather, school started. Now I'm ready to dive into my fitness routine. And team volume. So this is actually team volume from last week. We are still trying to figure out some new stuff just with Lauren coming on and as my assistant and helping me kind of put these boards together. But we're still trying to figure out monthly volume because we've had some technical difficulties with that. So wanted to at least go ahead and throw in this week's volume in here. So shout out to Kirby for leading the charge. All right, now let's dive into our guest speaker. I am going to introduce her. Sarah, we're so excited to have you on tonight. I thought it would be cool if you don't mind, if you wanted to kind of start off by introducing yourself and telling the team just a little bit about you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for having me, you guys. For those who don't know me, my name is Sarah Deetsch. I've been a Beachbody coach for 5.5 years now. My team name is Grace and Grit Dynasty. And I'll just share a little bit about how I became a coach really quickly and then kind of dive into some of the things that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. First and foremost, I became a coach 5.5 years ago. So I have a 6-year-old son. So I was like six months postpartum, basically. And I was just in a funk. I was a brand new mom, didn't know what to do. I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. We cut budgets really, really tight so I could be a stay-at-home mom. And I felt really alone. And I felt really like just defeated in my postpartum body. And I found a girl on social media. I mean, isn't that just like how it always happens? I found a girl on social media and I was like, okay, she's from Louisville, which is where I'm from. I'm from Kentucky. She actually went to my high school. So I was like, I kind of like know her. Like, this isn't like too awkward, too weird. It's very awkward. It's very weird, but whatever. I reached out to her and I was like, what are you doing? Tell me everything. And I went to Eastern High School. And she was like, I'm doing these workouts. I'll send you whatever. And I was like, cool. She sent it to me and I let the link just sit there for 3 months. Okay. I was like, I don't think I want to do this. And I was like nervous to tell my husband how much it cost because we were on such a tight budget. So Christmas came around and I was like, look, I just don't give me anything for Christmas. I just want this. Like, I just want these workouts. And so that's what I got for my Christmas gift from my husband. And it wasn't like him being rude. It was truly me like really wanting them. And so I got the workouts and they were on a DVD and I did Core de Force. That was like my first workout I ever did was Core de Force DVDs. And I like did on repeat Core de Force DVDs, like obsessed. Okay. And so I was 1 month into the DVDs and I told my coach, like, I'm loving this. Like, I love these DVDs. I love Core de Force. I like love the shake surprisingly, but like 1, I can't afford the shake every month. And 2, like, I'd like to do something else, but again, can't afford new DVDs, like girls on a tight budget. And so she said, well, you could be a coach. And as long as you help 2 to 3 people a month, it could cover the cost of shakes, or if you wanted to upgrade to Beachbody On Demand, because it had just come out. And so I was like, cool, like, let's go. That seems doable. 3 people, 2, 3 people, I can do that. So I didn't even tell my husband. I just signed up as a coach. And then later I was like, oh, so I did this thing. I'm like a coach now. And like, all I got to do is like help 3 people. And then like, I'll just get everything paid for. So like the budget's fine. Like, don't freak out about the budget. All I need to do is help 3 people. He was like, cool. Like, as long as you help 3 people, I don't really care what you do. And I was like, cool. So instantly like became a coach, had no idea what that even meant. She started sending me emails like, you're a coach, you're this. Like, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought I was just helping 3 people. Like, I wasn't like trying to be like a coach. That sounds like a really heavy title. And she was like, no, truly, that's all coaching is, just help 3 people. And I was like, okay, cool. I can do that. So kind of stumbled into coaching for the first 3-ish months, 3, 4, 5 months. And then I went to Summit for the very first time. Had no idea what the heck any of it was. I was like, where's Joel? Where's Jericho? Because all I knew at the time was Core de Force. And they were like pulling out all these different trainers. And I was like, don't know any of these people. I know none of these people. And so it was definitely an eye-opening moment to realize that Beachbody was like way bigger than me. So if you've never been to a live event, even if it's a Super Saturday event or Summit event, please go. It's so worth it to realize how much bigger it is than you just sitting in your room doing your workouts. Like, it's so much bigger than that. So even this team call is awesome, just seeing how many ladies are on here. So Went to that. And from there, I would say that is once I started taking the actual coaching business side of it seriously. Before it was me just thinking in my bedroom, okay, I can just like help 3 ladies get started. Like, I don't even know what that means, but I'll get them these DVDs or I'll get them this on demand. And then once I went to Summit, I realized like, oh, I can set a goal. Like I'm allowed to envision myself 6 months from now, a year from now, walking on the stage, hitting big success club numbers, having a team, like having other people here at Summit with me next year, like just seeing a bigger picture for myself. And coming from somebody who never really had huge ambitions for myself. I went to college. Obviously, I graduated college, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Let's just get a job, pay the bills, see what happens. Maybe I'll like my job. And honestly, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be the girl that hates her job, but pays her bills. And that's that. And we have like fun side jobs or fun things that we do on the side, but we don't love what we do. And I truly fell in love with being a coach. I have fun being a coach. I get to do it my way. I get to be my own personality. I get to run things how I want to do it. And I truly get to enjoy what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, like I'm taking care of myself. So like, why would I not love that? So fell in love with coaching. And here I am 5.5 years later. A little extra backstory on me. If you don't follow me and you don't know my story, I was on the college dance team at the University of Kentucky. I danced there. I've danced most of my life. And I also went through some just hard life stuff. In the beginning of college, I ended up becoming anorexic / a little bulimic. I just had a really bad eating disorder and food was not my friend. And so another huge part of my story is how not just the ultimate portion fix, because that does have some part of me, but the to be mindset truly just changed my life and saved me. Like it really did save my life. And so if you haven't dove into either the ultimate portion fix or the to be mindset nutrition plans and actually taken them seriously, do it because it is a game changer for yourself, especially if you struggle with just guilt over food and any of that, or having a poor relationship with food. I beg you to do 2B mindset. It is freaking freeing and life changing. Okay. So that's a little bit about me. I wanted to talk to you tonight really quick. I'm not going to take up a ton of your time. I don't like doing all that, but I was going to talk to you about goals. And there's 5 topics I was going to cover over goals and how I can relate it to my team name, which I thought was like kind of fun. So obviously our team name is Grace and Grit. So there's grace in everything. Like we are not perfect people. No one is a perfect human. So don't expect your business to be perfect, right? Like you can't put that pressure on your business. You can't put that pressure on yourself. So show yourself grace first and foremost. But at the end of the day, we are called to work. Like we are called to be diligent in the work that we do and show up and pursue a life of having purpose. That is like a call that we have. And so because of that, we have the grit behind it that says like, we need to still put on our work boots and get to work. So we need to set goals for ourselves, which don't be me and don't wait 5 months before you go to Summit to set goals for yourself. Pretend like we're all sitting next to each other at like a live event and we're all chit-chatting back and forth and we're all like, yeah, what are our goals going to be? Because the minute you hear somebody else say their goal, the minute you're like, okay, if she's allowed to say that goal out loud, then I can say my goal out loud, right? No goal is too small or too silly or too big. Every goal has a purpose. And the reason that it's your goal and you're thinking of it is because you've been given that, right? Like you don't need your business partner, success club partner, if you all do that, to understand your goal. They don't have to understand your goal. It's your goal. You have been given that in your heart, or you've been the one that's been kind of thinking and pondering over that goal because it's your goal. So put your work boots on and get to work on that. Okay. So there's 5 topics on the goals that I want you all to think about. So the first one's going to be a personal goal. Think of this more like kind of what I was saying. So maybe you're somebody that kind of hops around on different programs. Stop doing that. Find one program and do it start to finish and share your journey along the way. Period, point blank, the end. Okay. Personal goal is you first. So that's like one of the pillars in this business anyway. So how can you best set yourself up for success on a personal level? So drinking your Shakeology every day, right? We're being a product of the product, setting a personal goal. We're not being wishy-washy on our nutrition. Like we're going to commit to something, whether it's ultimate portion fix or 2B mindset, and do it. for this month, right? Be committed to a personal goal that you have for yourself. So that's the first category. Just again, write down something that you have, or just write number one personal goal, and then go back to that if you don't have time to like think about that. And you're allowed to also put more than one thing. So I think sometimes I sell myself short and I'm like, personal goal, do my workout. It's like, Sarah, duh. Okay, let's put a couple more things on there, right? So don't just stick to one thing. Okay, second thing is personal development. We all know that, but we tend to not actually make it a goal for ourselves to plug into some sort of personal development. And I don't even say every day. It doesn't have to be every day, right? There's little things in our life daily that inspire us or motivate us or encourage us. So if you are not sitting down, like zoned in for an hour of personal development, it's okay. It's okay. Listen to a podcast while you're cleaning. Listen to a podcast while you're on a walk with your kid. Plug into a recording of a training, like at a different time of day. It's okay. And it's okay if you just honestly, like for me, like opening up my Bible for 5 minutes and just getting a little bit of goodness. I'm like, cool. Yes, cool. I love that. That gets me going. I'm ready to go. So again, we're showing ourselves grace by not beating ourselves up for doing an hour and a half of personal development. Nobody has time for that. Not I. So we're going to show ourselves grace, but we're still going to get to work and do what we need to do. So that's the second one, is PD. The third one is a personal goal for your business. Okay. So you all shouted out volume. So like, you also shouted out Success Club, which is great, but like those are two different things to shoot for in your business for goals. Success Club is very different than volume. And if you don't know the difference, ask your upline, ask one of your coaches that could help you kind of break that down. So maybe you're somebody that's pushing more for the volume, more the cycle bonuses, more that retention and what your customers are getting in their hand, and having those goals for your business. Because I know for me personally, like as my business grew, our life changed for the better, but things started changing, and I got to, in the best way possible, take on more responsibility for our life and for our house. I was no longer just paying for my supplements or paying for just our gas that month, which was huge. And I was so proud of myself for doing that. But I went on to paying our mortgage. I went on to renovating our first floor when we got all new hardwood. I went on to paying my kids' school. Like that is the hefty, like meaty goals that you can set for yourself and break it down into a monthly attainable goal for yourself. So I need to be making this every single month because I want to, what is it? What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your business? Why do you have this business? Right? Yes, Success Club 5. Yes, Success Club 10. Cool. Why though? Like why? For what? For the banner at Summit? No, like there's got to be a reason for your why for that personal business goal. So when I started putting words down to it, and it wasn't just like, I want to make $400 or whatever. No, I want to pay for my kids' school every single month. I want to pay for our mortgage every single month. And I want to pay off our car. That's the kind of stuff that I was like, cool. Okay, I can start to understand why I'm working this, where my money's going, why I'm calling this a business and showing up as a owner of a business. Got it. Okay. So if it's not necessarily money driven for you, like the dollar amount's not really there for you, that's the same for me. Like, I don't really know that. It's the thing for me, right? It's the purpose for me. So have a goal for your business. Okay. This last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Goal number 4, have a goal for your team. I don't know how many of you all have a team, don't have a team. Honestly, I don't know y'all from Adam. Okay. But I'm here for it. Okay. So if you have a team, y'all need to be linking arms with your team. So, hey, whoever, what's your goal? Okay. Let me help you get to Emerald. Let me help you sell your first challenge pack or total body solutions package. We changed the name. How can I best help you? Maybe it's shouting people out. Like I loved at the beginning of this call. That's what you all did. You took the time to like recognize people on your team, recognize people on the call. That's huge. That's you doing something this month for your team, which is huge. And it goes so far. Okay. I know for me personally, like I love like little touches. I mean, I'm a huge shout out girl. I love doing that in my team page, but I also love little touches. So like this past month, one of my girls was on her bachelorette party and I Venmo'd her and was like, girl, treat yourself this weekend, get yourself a pedicure and get yourself some champagne. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that, which it's not even necessarily business related, but it's like, I see you and I want to just love on you a little bit, right? Like, those are great things you can be doing to your team. And if you don't have a team, then guess what you get to put in that goal box? You get to put that as a goal for yourself, a team, right? And you hear the word team and you automatically think of like high school football when you're like rolling 70 deep. No, a team is you plus two, or honestly, you plus one more person. Okay. That's a team. You now have a team. That's what we even call a marriage, right? We're a team, right? How many people are in a marriage? Most of the time, two, right? So because of a marriage, you're in a team with that person. Same with this business. Even if you just have one person, you all are on a team. You're a team. So how can you help support your team and best link arms with them? The other thing I saw on your all's call, which I thought was awesome, is calling out like times where you all are working together. And like, I'm assuming it's power hours is what trainings or power hours or something. Freaking get on those with your team. Hey, Brittany, are you getting on the 9 o'clock power hour? I wasn't going to. Yeah, you're going to go get on it with me. We're doing it together. That's a team, right? Stacy doesn't remember the time, but Samantha does. Sarah can't forget the calendar, but guess who has it saved in her iCloud, right? Like help each other, right? Okay. I'm just saying names. I'm not really like calling anyone out, so don't freak out. Okay. The last thing is for your goals is just, I'm going to leave it open-ended of just dream big, right? Like start just writing stuff down. And I know that that sounds like kind of weird. It was for me at first, but just start dreaming big. And again, if it's business related, like I want to be premier, I want to be 5-star, I want to be elite, I want to walk the stage, I want to have a close knit group of community and girls. I want to, what is it for you? Or maybe the dream big is like for me on my dream board right now is I want a boat. I want a boat for our family. I want to go to the lake. I want to do that for our family. I want to create those memories. And so that's a huge one for me. Also starting 2 funds for my kids for their college. Well, I mean, now 3, I have 3 kids, but starting 2 funds for college for saving for my kids. That sounds crazy. My kids are 6 and 4, right? And 1. But like, if you don't start having those big dreams for yourself, you will stop. You'll stop. You don't care. You'll say, who cares? No big deal. I didn't sell my 1 challenge pack this week. It's whatever. No, you look back at your big goals that you said for yourself. Sarah, you want a boat. You want to create memories for your family on the summer in the lake. And 2, you want to start creating things that are going to help your family financially down the road, a college fund, getting your family out of debt, paying off a car. Those are huge dreams that you could have for your family that would significantly not only help you, but your family, right? So that last one, again, get a blank piece of paper and literally just start writing as many as you can. Think of anything and everything. There's no box. There's nothing hiding you, keeping you in, right? So with the grace and grit business mindset, I just want to tell you guys that same with your fitness. Like I'm assuming all of you all are doing a program or have followed a program. Is every workout perfect? No. Is every day on your nutrition perfect? No. But what have we learned over the course of however long you've been a coach? Consistency is key, right? Like we're not necessarily going to get into the nitty gritty of I messed this up or I didn't do this or I didn't do that. You didn't hit Success Club this month. Big freaking whoop. You weren't on the board. You didn't get shouted out. Who freaking cares? Next month, right? Next month. It's okay. Or guess what? The month's not over yet. And I think that that was another mindset I had early on in my business. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the 18th. Yeah, it's only the 18th. There's 30 days in the month. Okay. I think you can do it. Let's go. So have that grit mentality. You can show yourself the grace. That's fine. But you still have to have the grit in your business to continue to show up and be consistent, to continue to put in the work for your business. Because at the end of the day, the only reason things are not going like this, like a wheel for you, is because of you. Truth be told. So if you're willing to put in the work, get your work boots on, get to it, and not let the little things throw you off, let the little things go because you're going to show yourself grace, and then keep working, keep going at it, keep hustling, keep seeing the beauty in the work, because that is where the gold is. That's where the goodness is. That's where the passion is. That's where the fun is. And I think, like, for those of you who do follow me, what I hope you see on my page is fun. Like, I always want to provide a space where it's like, I'm making people smile, I'm making people laugh, and having a good time. That is truly me. I mean, that is truly me. And does it mean I don't have bad days? Sure, I have bad days. Like, I'm a human, right? But at the end of the day, the reason I have that is because I am not letting my work be everything to me. Oh, I didn't hit Success Club this month. I'm a horrible person. I'm a horrible coach. I took a time away from my kids and then I didn't even hit Success Club and now I should quit. No, Sarah, like, you didn't hit Success Club this month, but it's okay. Because guess what you got to do with your family? And guess what? You still had residual income coming in. It's okay. You got to take a trip and treat your coaches to a retreat. Like, there is so much more to be proud of in your work, in your day-to-day hustle, that like goes so unnoticed, and you need to be proud of that, right? So behind the scenes, when you're doing the power hours, that is very admirable work that you're doing. Be freaking proud of that, whether you hit Success Club that month or not, period. Because that right there is what is growing roots in your business that you will see later down the road. And I tell you that with a certainty, okay? Because for, I would say, a solid year of my business, it was not like it was easy for me. No, I was working. I was plugging in. During every commercial, that when we were watching a show, it was grind season, hustle season, and there's seasons of that. But guess what? It grew roots in my business. It helped me be consistent in my business, and it helped me dream big for my business and for my coaching love for this job. So I just don't want you all to take for granted how much you all put in. Again, you all on this call, that's growing roots in your business. You all did not have to get on this call. You all could have easily plugged into the recording or said, forget it, I don't even need to be on this call. But you all made time, carved time out of your schedule, out of your night, to be on this call. That's growing roots in your business. That's the grit that you're putting in for your business. Okay. So make sure, just as much as you're showing yourself grace, because we can kind of do that easily, that like passive grace, like, make sure you're keeping tabs on the grit that you're putting in for your work too, because that does not go unnoticed. Okay. So I'm really proud of you guys for showing up. Again, those are the 5 goals that I had for you guys to work on over the course of mainly this month, really. And that's all I had. That's it.
So awesome, Sarah. I love it. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Do you mind if we do questions really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Does anybody have any questions? You guys can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. Don't be scared. Now's your time.
I know y'all asking questions about that shirt. It's all right. It's all right.
This is not like a question necessarily related to goals, but in your grit season, that one year where you and your husband were really just like, well, where you were really hustling in your business, how did you and your husband do that together? Because I feel like it's just a lot, especially you had 1 kid or 2 kids at that time.
So, really I still, like, it's not like I don't put in work, right? But like, I'm talking like we are like maxing out every minute of our day. I had 1 and I was pregnant with our second. It was like, we were just kind of in it, but I made sure to share my goals with him. Like, he saw the flip in me when I came back from Summit, like just this like fire that I was like, I'm doing this. I'm freaking doing this. And honestly, his mentality is like, if you're happy, like if you're really happy, like liking this, and if there is like an income coming in to even to some degree, like do it. Like he was like, do it, right? Like, and I just became more and more transparent with him on the business side of things. he actually does all my back office stuff for me. Like he's obsessed with numbers. He's a numbers guy. So like, he's the one checking my volume. He's the one checking my cycle bonuses. He's the one checking like all of that stuff. And so if your husband is like the numbers freakazoid like my husband is, like honestly they can kind of geek out on it and like really get into the business side of things honestly, and really see, like for me even, like where should I place this person, what leg, what this, how am I capitalizing on my like he's in there, right? So I think the more he kind of dove into that and really saw like, okay, there's actually something to this, the more he was like on my side to like be okay with it. And at the same time, like please like have nights where you have set aside like this is no phone night, or this is a, you know, like this is a date, we are not answering stuff, like we can turn our phone off, it's okay. So just know that like there's give and take. It's not like I was just on my phone all the time, but like I definitely would be like, hey, if we're going to watch this show together, that's fine, but during the commercials, like I want to make sure I'm messaging at least 5 people during the commercials. And they'd be like, cool. So like that kind of stuff.
I definitely agree, Sarah. I was just saying in the chat, like Brian does all that stuff for me, and that was a big game changer in my business because sometimes, like you said, you just want a sounding board. Like he'll be at work and I'm like signing up a coach and I'm like, where should I place them? I'm like texting him and he's like, how about here? You know, or have you checked out this? You know, so I totally agree with you. I think that it helps you start to look at the business as a business and like take ownership in it together, you know, not just like, oh, that hobby thing that she does, or, you know.
Exactly.
Any other questions for Sarah?
But how is the shirt?
Some of the paint did come off. So I think I might try and re-bleach it and put it in the sun like everybody was telling me to do. Of course, I got like a million messages that was like, you didn't put it in the sun. And I was like, well, I will next time. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel really dumb for not knowing this, but when I watched your stories, I was like, I didn't really even know you had to put it in the sun, like bleached stuff in the sun.
Same.
I didn't either.
I knew that like my grandmother does that, you know, like I just thought it was like an extra step. I didn't know it was like
Right.
I have to.
Same. Which I was like, here I am freaking out if like one dollop of bleach gets in my like colored wash. And here I am literally, I'm dousing this blue shirt in bleach and nothing happens. And I was like,
same. I'm always so nervous I'm gonna bleach something.
Oh my gosh. So
Like,
silly.
what?
Oh, okay. The other thing, back to like kind of husband, that kind of thing, and the goals. If obviously if you're not married, tell like a family member or a mom or a sister or somebody else, just so kind of help hold you accountable for your goals too. And if your husband's not supportive, I totally get that too. I have a couple coaches that are that way, or they roll their eyes and think it's silly. But at the end of the day, as long as you have permission to, not permission, but the space to just you kind of put your blinders on and work and just show them, look, even if like I'm not where I want to be, like I'm really working towards this and I really want just you to just say, okay. And that alone is like, cool, like gas pedal down. I can do that, you know, as long as it's not like they're just like got the reins kind of feeling like you're being like, dang, like I'm dragging us down. No, like I'm trying to do this for us. That right there is like a game changer for me. Like, as long as I'm like, cool, you're cool, we're cool, cool. Like I'm going for it. So
Sarah, I have a question real quick, and I apologize for not really knowing this, but you kind of mentioned it off the front, but what year like was kind of the game changer year in your business?
So I became a coach in 2000, I guess technically it was 17 because it was like January. So 2017-ish. And then I really saw a shift in my business when my daughter was born, because I had been working like that whole year. And so she was born in 2018. And that's when I really felt like I started actually seeing like, okay, like people trust me. That's a huge thing. Like people trust me. People want to like talk to me about this and like reach out to me, and people are taking me seriously. Like, and it took a whole year, I think, of me being so freaking consistent and not flighty or wishy-washy. And like a perfect example of this, I don't want to keep you guys forever. If you don't follow me, it's totally fine. But I had this blue shirt, okay, and I wanted to bleach it, do like a bleaching cool like thing on it. I'm telling you, I posted that, right? And like, this is like 3-day long saga of this freaking shirt. And I still have people messaging me saying like, what are you talking about? What happened? I'm confused. Have you bleached it? Have you done this? So it just goes to show, just because you say it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, people are still freaking confused. Okay. And people are not following along with what you're doing. And at the end of the day, like, you have to be a broken record on repeat, saying the same thing over and over again in different ways. If you want to switch it up, but be a broken record, because as soon as one person doesn't see it, they're off for whatever reason. They're not on Instagram that day, or they didn't, whatever, they missed it. So if you only announce like your group 1 time, 2 times most, you've lost 75% of the people. They never saw it. They never saw it, never heard about it, never saw it. So that's why breadcrumbing, cookie crumbles, whatever you want to call it, is so important. Saying it all the time, right? I still have people, I missed your group. No, you didn't miss it. You haven't missed it. Okay. I haven't even closed it yet. Okay. Still going. You can still join. So never think like, oh, I've said it too many times. You haven't said it too many times. I say it the same thing every single month, same thing. So you're not like, just know that you're missing people. There's gaps in who sees you and who doesn't see you. And so you're never saying it enough or sharing what you're doing enough. Never. That's all. That's all I got.
Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. We kind of have a thing here where on our team, or at the end of our team calls, we like to pray over the girl who spoke or whoever spoke. We've done it for even Joel Freeman. But I'd love to just pray over you and pray over your business, and then we can kind of wrap things up. Thank you again for being on tonight. We're so grateful. And guys, I'll share the recording with you guys as well. Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, God, thank you so much for tonight, God. I just thank you for a new month, for fresh goals and fresh vision. Lord, I just pray over each and every one of these women, the 18 women and 19 women who are on here tonight, God. I pray that you would just divide this message 19 different ways, and whatever it is that they needed to hear tonight, they will walk away with, whether it was just the encouragement to show up and dream big, or the encouragement to be consistent, or the encouragement to just keep showing up in their own journey, God. Whatever it is that they needed, I just pray that they would walk away with that, Lord. I just thank you so much for Sarah, God. I thank you for just, number one, just how she's doing this business and just giving you all the glory, God, pointing women to you ultimately, God. It's just so cool to see other women who are rising up and who are working this business and working as unto you, Lord, but trusting you with the results. And I just want to pray tonight for blessings over her business and blessings over her family, God, her sweet children, Lord, and just her as she stewards her home and serves her family, and also serves her community and pours into this business, God. It can be so much to juggle, but God, I just pray that you would just help her to continue to work with perseverance, Lord, and just bless the work of her hands, God. Lord, I pray for her team. I just pray over their month, God, that this would just be such a fruitful month for them, God, and that you would just be at work in and through them, God. Lord, we thank you so much for just the bond that we have just by having the Holy Spirit in us, God, and being brothers and sisters in Christ. And I just thank you for that, God. And I just pray that this week would be amazing and this month would be amazing, and that you would just use us in incredible ways. It's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys so much for being on. Have an amazing week.
Thank you again, Sarah.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys.
You too. Bye, guys.